How to prevent your skin color from being an obstacle to achieving your goals? How you can prevent your skin tone, hair texture, phenotype, body type, and ethnicity from determining what success you are going to have in life, is the topic I am going to talk about to you at this moment. I am talking about it because one of the people who visit this channel told me a moving story, which made me reflect on how many times the color of your skin or your ethnic group or your racial type can determine what your success in life will be, and even more so when you live in multiracial societies, but mostly in a society in which they are homogeneously racially unequal. If you are a person who belongs to the minority group, it is very difficult for you to achieve any type of success in that type of society. But it doesn't always have to be that way, and it all depends on you. In this video we will explain how to take control of your life and achieve your goals, where overcoming challenges is only up to you. When we talk about success, what are we really talking about? This is where you have to discover what success really means to you. Many people consider that if you are a good mother, you raise children, they go to school and become good citizens. It is a form of pride, which makes you a successful woman as a mother. There are many people who teach. They have the enormous capacity to educate future generations, and those future generations they remember that teacher as the key, as the reason or motivation why they succeed. Let's assume that you start any type of small business as a way to get what is necessary to feed, educate and put a roof over your children's heads, that they do not lack anything and that they can have what is basic as a way of living in an honorable way. That can also be considered a clear success. There is another type of success in which if you are a good lawyer who makes a lot of money, everyone recognizes you, or you are a famous artist, or you are a politician who is popular in the community and at the national level. There is also a type of success, which is spiritual, in which you feel like that connection whatever the type of belief that you have. There is also the type of community success in which you achieve your goals, no matter how impossible these types of goals are. As you see, when talking about success, is not defined by the society in which you are. Success is defined by you, what success means to you, and when you define what success means to you, it is what should be most important to you. Also, you have to analyze if you have the talent, experience, knowledge, attitude, the physical and mental characteristics, but also you have that kind of persistence and desire to achieve your goals, but also your objectives. For you to be successful, when you achieve those small and large goals that produce satisfaction when you achieve them, that can be considered a personal success. Knowing if you have the education, talent, communication capacity, but also experience, and why not when you surround yourself of a group of friends, who push you, encourage you and motivate you to continue seeking what your success is, but above all you must have that type of support community. If the type of success you are looking for that contains an enormous amount of challenges, whether global, regional, but also community, it is necessary to lean on others. Lastly, if you are going to seek success depending on what your goals are, you are going to need a huge amount of money, time and human resource, which may or may not be available to you, which your skin color may create an obstacle to obtaining it. But with persistence and believing in yourself is what you need most. When we talk about achieving your goals depending on the success you are looking for, you must know what your competition is. When you determine that you have the qualities and the characteristics, knowledge, education and talent, and that ability to communicate, can you really achieve the goals you are pursuing? There is a psychological factor in this, but there is also an emotional factor, which is also extremely necessary when we talk about what you have to do as a way to achieve success. This is where when you talk about achieve success, you want to accept it, or not, you have to fight. If you are a black person, if you are a mulatto person, if you are a biracial person, don't let your phenotypic differences with others stop your goals. One way or another, you use your skin color, your ethnic group, or your nationality as one of the reasons that is holding you back from your ability to be yourself, achieve that type of success. This is where, as a way for you to identify what that type of negative attitude is, which stops you in one way or another, stops what they are your goals. Any type of success is an element that you also have to analyze. This is where you have to recognize yourself, what those negative thoughts are, which are holding back your success, where self-sabotage, lack of self-esteem, but also personal insecurity resulting from so-called racial stereotypes that are associated with skin color or the ethnic group you are. These are some of the negative thoughts that you must recognize to avoid and control them. Something that you should take into consideration about other types of bad attitudes that also limit your chances of success in achieving your goals, where the lack of enthusiasm that you are showing or feeling. But also another element that you should consider is when you care more about the opinions of the people around you than your own opinions. If you live in a multiracial society where there are a number of negative stereotypes associated with dark-skinned or light-skinned person, it is a type of challenge that you must take into account when making any type of decision associated with the things you would like to do in your life. Don't have the slightest doubt, you have to know the people around you, whether the type of people who are limiting you or encouraging you to achieve any type of goal that you are looking for. That is why people's opinions based on where they come from and the motivations behind the opposition. You have to make a kind of filter if their opinions are benefit you and in one way or another encourage you to continue seeking your success, or their opinions which are limiting you using your racial group, your skin color, but also the texture of your hair as a way to stop what you want or the type of success that you are looking for. On that side, don't have the slightest doubt, in a multiracial society, whether in Latin America and the Caribbean, but also in the United States, and let's not talk about racial discrimination, racial exclusion, but also, you break with that type of learning, which exists in you as a kind of self-racism in yourselves. It is a type of negative thinking that serves as a kind of self-sabotage with yourself when you make any type of decision. When you live in a multiracial society, as are the majority in Latin America in the Caribbean, apart from you fighting with the racial discrimination that is around you, you also have to fight with your own self-discrimination. But above all, never rely on the feeling of victimhood that many black women and men use when they rationalize or justify the lack of success in life, blaming others, not themselves, for not achieving the goals they have set. Type of negative attitude that you should get out of your mind and the way you value yourself. Just as you pay attention to that internalized self-racism, which affects you emotionally but also affects your self-esteem, what those types of pejorative phrases are, the which is a form of social and institutional racism which limits people personally and also one of the reasons why you stop to fulfill your dreams. But we must also talk about this internal racism. Type of negative comment or negative phrases and expressions that we use against ourselves as a way of sabotaging that illusion we have of achieving success based on the qualities, characteristics and talent that you have, not the negative thoughts that are holding you back from moving forward. Many times success is determined by how strong you are in recognizing the type of internal paralysis, which is in yourself, as a way for you to achieve what your goals are. I'm sure that the person who wrote to me in the comment asked me to talk a little about she is going through the same problems. She is simply determining success, first, because of what others are saying when they talk about the role of women and their possibilities of achieving success in multiracial societies, mostly in societies where the Afro-descendant population is a minority, as is the case of Colombia, but also as is the case of Panama and other Central American nations. Another element that we must keep in mind when analyzing the things that are stopping us from achieving our goals, type of social racism that exists and that type of discrimination and exclusion, we really use it as an excuse for us not to seek the success that we are so desiring and aspiring. Something that you must understand, when you put your talent, your phenotypic characteristic, but also your texture of hair, but above all, that type of pleasant personality above whatever the limitations are in racial terms when we talk about your skin color, that gives you, it tells you that you have a good chance of success because you did not learn to see your skin color as a representative of who you are. You see your skin color as a type of racial description that you fill out when you go to any type of government office and they ask you what racial type or what ethnic group you belong to, and you choose or write your skin tone or your ethnic group to which you belong. You cannot let your ethnic group or your skin color, much less your hair texture, determine the chances you have of achieving the success that you do not have. It matters if we are talking about a multiracial society like the majority of nations in Latin America and the Caribbean. In short, you cannot let your color determines what your success in life will be, even though you are a racially homogeneous person in the society in which you live. Believe me, you are going to have many challenges because things are not easy, and if things were easy, that feeling of success really does not exist. Something that you must understand: in order to achieve success, it takes talent, sacrifice, determination, persistence. It is also necessary to create strategies that lead to success, in which your skin color or ethnicity has nothing to do with your chances of reaching your goals. The person for whom I am doing this analysis, it seems that she doesn't trust herself, she doesn't trust what her qualities are, she doesn't trust her educational level. She doesn't trust in her ability to connect, in her ability to communicate, but she also does not trust in racial phenotypes when talking about women, who, in one way or another, she only considers that they are successful when they are considered beautiful or attractive. Which is a lie that Black women tell themselves, limiting their chances of achieving success in a society where beauty models are imposed by a white majority, which creates the perception that Black women are not beautiful. There are a series of jobs, specialties, associates, professions, technicians, positions, businesses, economic activities, social and political leadership, that you can get, but there are also a series of personal goals that in order for you to achieve, you do not need to be an attractive woman, you do not need to have a certain level of education, a certain level of communication skills, but also a certain talent, but on top of that a certain work capacity. Understand what the strategies are and mark what are the steps that you must take to achieve success, in which your skin color or your ethnic group has nothing to do with, but also your hair texture. You are going to discover that what people see in you is not what matters, but what you see in yourself. The greatest factor that we have as African Americans is that we are the ones who limit success because we listen to those voices of that group of people who don't want the best for the Afro-descendant community as a result of racism, discrimination and social exclusion. The moment you learn to listen to what the assessment is positive that you have about yourself, you have many possibilities of achieving any type of goal that you want to achieve in life without the burden of self-incrimination, low self-esteem and poor image of yourself. Therefore, I think that for you to achieve success, you cannot let your skin tone, hair texture or your ethnic group determine your chances or hinder your chances of success. The same problem exists when we also talk about the different social classes or social position, based on levels of wealth. You can't let your color of skin or your social class or your low educational level determine what your success is, because only you know what type of success you are looking for based on what your needs and aspirations as a human being are, who has the right to define what his goals are, but also your possibilities of success. You have the right to seek it. But, something that you must understand, achieving that success is only in your hands and the way you use. What are your qualities and your characteristics as human being and your level of intelligence to achieve this goal are extremely important factors that you must consider. Maybe that's why you should be realistic with yourself and acquire the skills, experiences, resources, and improve yourself through education and training to achieve your goals. That's why I know what I think about you. When it comes to success, you can't really let your skin color determine what your present is, but neither can your future, nor does it determine the type of success that you can achieve. Something that you have to learn to guide of your own life is not your skin color, it's the whole person, and you can't let a simple skin color determine who you are because you are much more than a simple skin color. So don't let other people determine what your goals are if you are in a society in which racial exclusion, discrimination and a series of prejudices exist when you are seeking success. They are types of bad thinking which are learned that you have to get out of your mentality and understand that what others think is not what matters is what you think about yourself. You have to make a kind of internal filter of the type of negative thinking that you have associated with your skin color, which is the obstacle because you do not achieve your goals, not the people around you. Your success is in you, not in the people who surround you and affect you negatively because you allow them to. The moment you learn to reject those learned negative thoughts and those people who do not help you and only stop you, you will reach your goals. As a person of color, you must learn to employ a new way of seeing yourself in a more positive way, which will determine the type of success you will achieve in your life. In a few words, do not listen to your fears, learn to listen to that rational mind or that heart that is asking you to achieve a certain goal by no matter how small she is, and your race, color or your ethnic group is not really the obstacle to you achieving whatever dreams you are trying to achieve in a life. Society where for you to achieve your goal, the only thing you really have to do is have the disposition, have the courage, the persistence. You, in one way or another, look for what type of tools are needed for you to achieve those goals. On the other hand, if you really have a certain type of goal, which you already have, you defined all those fears associated with racism, your skin color or ethnic group, throw it aside and focus on that positive element that is ultimately what that will determine the type of goal that you are going to achieve in this life. Ladies and gentlemen, if you think that this type of video was useful to you, please subscribe to this channel, like it, but above all, share this type of video. Thank you very much for your attention.